Hi, everyone. My name's Jennifer Aaron, and I'm a 23-year-old nurse living in Austin, Texas. That's how my introduction used to go until last week. Jennifer, honey, just play along, my mom, Susan, said as she adjusted her hair in the mirror. Alex makes me feel young again, and I don't want anything ruining this. Mom, you're asking me to pretend to be your sister. Can you even hear yourself? She sighed, her patience thinning. Your father's been gone for 15 years. It's time we moved on. Alex is different, successful, respected, wealthy. And Dad's memory, all those photos, the life you built together. None of that matters anymore. Don't be bitter, sweetie. It doesn't suit you, she replied, her voice coated in condescension. At first, it seemed like a bizarre one-time request, but things escalated quickly. At the grocery store, restaurants, even church, she introduced me as her baby sister, Jennifer. Isn't she precious? She giggled, playing the role of a doting older sibling. Susan, darling, I didn't know you had a sister. Mrs. Henderson, our town's biggest gossip, practically squealed in the supermarket. Oh yes, our parents had me quite late. Mom lied effortlessly. Jennifer's been living with me since they passed. I froze as I watched my childhood vanish in real time. My Aunt Patricia even joined the charade. Jennifer's always been like a daughter to Susan, even though they're sisters. Such a special bond. It wasn't long before my best friend, Rachel, caught me crying in the hospital break room. This is insane, Jennifer. Your mom's taking this way too far. What can I do? She's threatening to pull her co-signing from my nursing school loans if I don't go along with it. I still have 2 years of payments left. The situation spiraled further when Alex's daughter, Madison, knocked on my door one evening. Something's not adding up about your sister, she said, studying me carefully. Madison, it's complicated. No, what's complicated is watching my father fall for another gold digger. But this time, it's different. The way Susan talks about you, it's like she's trying to erase something. And Madison wasn't wrong. Over the following weeks, Mom's transformation became even more surreal. Designer clothes replaced her nurse scrubs. Her accent changed. She dropped a full decade off her age. One night, I overheard her telling Alex, Jennifer and I grew up in Connecticut, but we moved here after our parents' accident. She crafted an entirely new backstory. The final straw came when I found my birth certificate in the trash, torn to pieces. A new version appeared in Mom's files, listing her as my sister and 2 fake names as our parents. When she caught me staring at the altered documents, her voice softened. Remember who supported you all these years, who took extra shifts to put you through school. The least you can do is help me find happiness. I barely recognized her anymore. Her lies all came to a head at the wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex's voice boomed across the reception hall. I'd like to propose a toast to my beautiful bride, Susan, and welcome her beloved sister, Jennifer, to our family. The crowd cheered as I forced a smile, gripping my champagne glass so tightly I thought it might shatter. Susan looks barely 30, Mrs. Henderson gushed to her gossip circle. Thank you, Mom replied sweetly. Jennifer has been my rock since our parents' passing. Later that evening, I overheard Madison in the hallway. Dad, don't you think it's weird? I looked up Susan's background, and things don't add up. Madison, stop being paranoid. Not every woman is like your mother. I slipped away to Mom's home office, searching for my grandmother's will. What I found instead were altered inheritance documents. My claim had been erased, replaced by her fictional sister narrative. Looking for something, Mom's voice startled me. You changed the will. That was Grandma's money for my education. Lower your voice, she hissed. Alex can't know about my real age or your inheritance claim. I'll handle your education. Just stick to the plan. The next week, my student loan officer called. Miss Aaron, your cosigner has requested removal from your loans. She can't do that. I still have 2 years of payments left. Then you'll need to find a new cosigner or pay the balance in full. I broke down in Rachel's apartment that night. She's systematically erasing everything about my childhood. I sobbed. Jennifer, this isn't just wrong. It's illegal, Rachel said, her face grim. The next day, she showed me a Society page article about Mom's charity work. The dates didn't match her new backstory. That's when I decided to meet with Kevin Matthews, a local investigative journalist. What made you suspicious? Kevin asked. leaning forward in the coffee shop. Public records, I explained. He slid a file across the table. Inside were documents revealing another marriage, another child she'd abandoned, just like she was trying to erase me now. Madison had been helping me dig deeper into the mess. I found discrepancies in my dad's financial accounts, she revealed one evening, her voice low. That night, Mom cornered me as soon as I got home. I saw you with that reporter, Jennifer. Remember our agreement about your loans? You mean your threats? I shot back. I'm giving you a better life. Look at this house, these opportunities. By erasing me? By stealing my identity for credit cards? You ungrateful little. Susan, darling. Aunt Patricia stumbled in, already tipsy, cutting her off. Oh, sorry to interrupt your sisterly chat. It's fine, Patricia. Jennifer was just leaving, Mom said, her tone clipped. But I didn't leave. Not yet. I turned to Aunt Patricia, just like that other girl left, the one from Nevada. The words escaped before I could stop them. Mom's face went pale. What is she talking about, Susan? Patricia slurred, confusion etched across her face. Nothing. She's confused. But I wasn't confused anymore. Every lie, every manipulation, every stolen document, it was all falling into place. A few days later, my cousin Amy handed me a stack of old photos. I found these in my mom's attic. Look, this one's from your 5th birthday party. There's Aunt Susan cutting your cake. These are great, but we need more, I said, flipping through the pictures. Madison called that night. Jennifer, I found something else in my dad's study. Susan's been writing checks to herself from the company account, and she's opened 6 credit cards in my name. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. It was Rachel. You won't believe this. Mrs. Peterson, you know, from your old elementary school, she gave me a copy of your 3rd grade registration papers. Guess who signed them as your mother? Susan? Yep. She kept copies of everything. I'll scan them and send them over. Piece by piece, the puzzle was coming together. Kevin, the journalist, slid into our regular booth at the diner the next day, his laptop already open. I found something big, he said, pushing the screen toward me. There it was, her first marriage, Gregory Phillips, Las Vegas. They had a daughter named Emma. What happened to them? I asked, my stomach churning. Gregory's serving time for fraud. But the interesting part, Susan testified against him in court. The daughter disappeared from all records after that. It's eerily similar to what she's doing now. The break room at the hospital became my makeshift office between shifts. I documented everything. Dr. Torres, my childhood pediatrician, provided my medical records. I delivered you Jennifer, he confirmed. I remember Susan holding you for the first time. Aunt Patricia, wine on her breath, broke down one night. Your mother made me promise, she confessed. But I can't keep lying. She forged your grandmother's will. She said it was for your own good. Madison, constantly digging, texted me updates. Quarterly reports show huge discrepancies in Dad's company finances. Susan's been cooking the books. Kevin helped me trace her pattern over the past 20 years. Multiple identities, multiple cities. She targeted wealthy men, crafted new personas, and left destruction in her wake. Rachel helped me organize the evidence chronologically. My birth certificate, torn but restored. School records and registration forms signed by Susan as my mother. Medical files from my infancy. Photos proving the life we once had. Bank statements showing identity theft. Forged documents. Don't forget the videos, Madison said, handing me a flash drive. Every public event where she introduced you as her sister. Every contradiction in her story. My phone lit up with a text from Mom. Coming to Alex's charity gala tomorrow night. Another buzz followed, this time from Aunt Patricia. Susan's nervous. She knows you're up to something. I stared at the wall in my small apartment. A college of evidence meticulously organized. Years of lies, manipulation, and fraud were pinned up like a macabre work of art. Mom had taught me to keep everything, every receipt, every document, every trail of proof. Always have evidence, she'd say. How ironic that I was now using her own lesson against her. You sure you want to do this? Rachel asked, handing me another folder. She gave me no choice, I replied, scanning the last piece of my arsenal. She tried to erase me, my identity, my past, my future. She doesn't get to win. Kevin called as I zipped the evidence into a sleek black folder. Everything's ready. Once this hits, there's no going back. Good, I said, my voice steady. Let's see how she likes having her life erased. The night of Alex's charity gala was a spectacle. Chandeliers sparkled overhead, and the elite mingled in designer gowns and tailored suits. I lingered by the door, my heart pounding as I watched the night unfold. Then, it happened. Have you seen these documents, Mr. Cooper? One of Alex's business partners asked, holding up a USB drive. I had ensured it found its way into their hands anonymously earlier that day. Across the room, I watched Alex's face turn ashen as he scrolled through the files. Alex, darling, what's wrong? Mom's perfectly manicured hand touched his arm, her voice oozing concern. These financial records, Susan, he choked out. What have you done? The whispers began immediately. Partners huddled together, their phones lighting up with the files I'd exposed. Mom's frozen smile faltered as her eyes darted across the room. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Matthews, the journalist, announced with a champagne glass in hand. Tonight's edition of the Daily Tribune features an intriguing story about identity theft and family fraud. Complimentary copies are being distributed now. This is all a misunderstanding, Mom protested, her voice rising. A misunderstanding? A woman pushed through the crowd. Like how you testified against my father and abandoned me 20 years ago. It was Emma Phillips, Mom's long-lost first daughter. The room erupted. Mrs. Henderson's gossip circle transformed into an impromptu tribunal. She told me she was only 35. She said her parents died in Connecticut. She claimed Jennifer was her sister. Two officers stepped forward as if on cue. Susan Cooper, you're under arrest for identity theft and financial fraud, one announced, pulling out handcuffs. Jennifer, tell them the truth, Mom cried, mascara streaking her face. I am telling the truth, Mom, I said, my voice firm. The aftermath was as spectacular as it was devastating, for her, at least. Alex's divorce lawyers were relentless. Every penny Mom had stolen, every account she'd opened in my name, every forged document, it all came crashing down. I can't believe she did this to both of us, Madison said as we watched the news together. The investigation reveals Susan Cooper operated similar schemes in 3 states, the reporter announced. With Mom in custody, I focused on rebuilding my life. The hospital promoted me to charge nurse, recognizing my strength through the ordeal. Kevin met me for coffee one morning. Your story has helped identify similar fraud cases across the country, he said. You've helped countless others by coming forward. Rachel started a support group for identity theft victims, and I received a community leadership award for my work with survivors. Emma and I became close, founding a nonprofit to help children of con artists rebuild their lives. We're real sisters now, Emma said with a smile, not the fake kind Mom tried to create. One day, my phone buzzed with a text from Mom. I'm sorry, can we talk? I stared at it for a moment before deleting it. Some people don't deserve second chances. As I walked into the hospital for my shift, head held high, I smiled. The truth had set me free, while lies had left Mom with nothing. Would you forgive your mother if she erased your identity, stole your inheritance, and destroyed your past just to marry a rich man? Let me know in the comments below.